Hello.
Hey, Miss Blunt, this is Kyle Martin. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can now.
Perfect. So yeah, I received your text last night. I just wanted to give you a call and talk about it and, see what we're gonna do about everything. So y'all do not want to move forward anymore?
No, we cannot afford it. We just can't afford it. We'll be homeless.
So, well, I mean, explain that to me for a moment. Tell me what's going on with that. How will y'all be homeless?
So for the because we don't have enough to put on a down payment for this place that we're trying to get, and that it's a far cry to 180 180 70 whatever the amount that we're going to get of $74,000. That's not helping us not one bit. We've been putting ourselves in a bind. So
Gotcha.
we're just going to have to move. We have two options. One option, we have to move back. We have to go back to the house. The other option is that we probably try to rent it out. We have, because we cannot afford to lose that. We listed the house for 290. I understand that you couldn't give that much, but we asked for 200,000, and you lowballed us down to 180. That's unacceptable. We can't. We want, like I said, by the time the check is given to us, we that's not enough to put a down payment on the place that we're looking at. And then we've got to pay moving costs and all of that. We got to pay the water filtration system and the HOA. It's nothing left. We don't have enough to use to put down.
Gotcha. So I
So
I do want to say we're it's not a low ball. Like I'm not giving you a low ball offer. I'm giving you the numbers of what we're seeing, and I'm even showing you the proof of why we're at that point. Like I'm not
yeah,
giving you a low ball offer. Um
that's the whole siding doesn't have to be replaced. That's only like one board. I couldn't believe the picture that you sent, and we didn't know that that was like that because we don't go around looking out the outside of the house not that often, but we
Right.
didn't know that was like that. But that spot could just be a board replaced. You wouldn't have to do. As a matter of fact, when we had the house painted, they replaced a couple of boards, and then we had it painted, and that was just 3 years ago. And so
Gotcha.
that whole siding would not need to be 10,000 more than dollars worth.
Well, okay, so like on that picture, if you look at it, it's bubbling throughout the entirety of it. It's not just one spot that we could, because if it was just one spot, yeah, we'd just replace one siding and paint that one spot and be done, and I would never have called you for a price drop. It is majority of the siding. Like it is majority of it, and it does all have to be replaced. And that's so we can get to that. We think we're gonna get 270, but like that's how we can even get up to that number because it's the roof and the siding. Like once we have those completed, we already budgeted for the inside of what we need to do. It's just that part that is unexpected. Now let's talk about the other property because if I can, I would love to help you out with that. Like, would you be open to you, me, and the real estate agent you're talking to have a conversation to maybe explain the situation of where all parties are at and try to get something done for you there?
I'd like to know why the roof had to be replaced, because we had a USAA out there, their inspectors. She said she didn't authorize roof replacement because she said it wasn't legal.
Understood. The information you gave us is that it's 15 years old. When we go look at it, like, yes, does it look terrible on top? No. We did have a gentleman go walk through it. There's no considerable damage done, but we will have to end up replacing it to get that warranty for the new buyer for when we turn around and sell it. Because when we turn around and sell it, a 15-year-old roof, essentially they're gonna come back and they're gonna do exactly what's happening right now, and they're gonna ask for a price drop or for us to replace it. just because of how the current market is, it's taken about 6 months to sell a property with the real estate agent. And we have to give concessions as well. We're seeing that on two of our flips that we currently are selling right now. Uh, we've had our buyer come back with a $30,000 price drop, and then the other one with the $40,000 price drop. And perfectly fine. These are the risks that we take, and we're moving with it. But it's just one of those things we have to take all this into consideration in our price as well.
I know, but that's $32,000 price drop. That's a big price drop from 200 to 180.
I
And
do agree. I
yeah,
understand completely. And like I said, I didn't pull that number out of a hat. I'm not making things up on you. I'm showing you why we're at that spot. And at this point, I'm here to see what we can do to make things happen because we still want to move forward, and I want to help you get into your next place. So if I can work with y'all to help you get to that next place at a cheaper price, I would love to do that. So we can continue the transaction, get you to where you want to be, get you a little bit more money in your pocket, and then be able to move on to the next spot in your life.
how are you going to get more money in our pocket when you won't go? You
Yeah,
don't have
so
that as much.
that's an excellent question. So basically, I can't come off of my price of 180, but I can help you talk to your realtor that you're working with on getting maybe a price drop on the property you're trying to buy. That way you don't have to spend the 50,000 to get into it. Maybe you can spend 40.
Well, it's not a that is we're not working. It's not a realtor. It's a private owner who's doing a lease to own contract. So
Oh, well
um,
then, yeah, if you're open to it, at this point, you've got no loss on this. Let's do a three-way call. You, me, and the homeowner, and see if we can get something done. That way, we can explain your situation, can explain it. Hey, if we can lower this price, we can get you into there and be completely done with it. And that way we can make a win for everyone.
okay, well, we'll have to call you back in a little bit because it's the lady that we're working with. She's working for this guy, and I have to get her information and stuff. Well, his information, and then give you a call back, and then maybe we can do on a three-way because it's not so much that you are willing to help. It's just that that number is just horrible because like I said, when we originally did it, you said 212, and then when we go in to get ready to do it, then it's $30,000 drop. That's unreal. We could even see if it was 190 or right at 200. Just not 212, but 200. But it's that's yeah, you can't
I mean,
you know.
I get it. I want to say this is probably more on Jacob. He's the one that you talked to about selling the property, correct?
No, not Jacob.
Was it Eric?
Yes, it was Eric.
Eric? Okay. So this is one of those things where if they don't set the right expectations up front, this kind of happens, because you were expecting one thing, and then in our inspection, we came back and told you like, hey, we found this, we need this instead. That if that expectation's not set up front, this is what typically happens. Because this isn't my first rodeo. I'm just gonna be completely honest with you. Like I I have these conversations unfortunately quite often. Not necessarily price drops. It's just this is my job reaching out to the homeowner, reaching out to title company, reaching out to the lenders and making sure everything happens. Sometimes things get lost. At the end of the day, when you purchase your property that you're leaving right now, did you have an inspection period? Did you get an inspection done on it?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And we go through the exact same step you did for when you bought the property. We agreed on the price, but we still have to come and check it out, make sure that everything works. Like I said previously, so we don't get in over our head because we're not in the business of losing money. It does happen.
no, we're not responsible. That's what the first thing says, no repairs.
Yeah,
And so look like y'all keep finding repairs,
right,
finding
but
stuff to repair.
correct. And this is the difference between that is that I'm not asking you to make the repairs. I'm gonna make the repairs. So I mean, at the end, if you're willing to pay for the siding and get everything done on that, I would be willing to come up on price.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's why we were trying to sell as is, even though we didn't know that there was a siding issue.
Right.
But the other things that were may have been cosmetic, the paint and all that, we weren't willing to do all of that, and that's why we were trying to sell it as is with no repairs and all that. I just think the ads are deceiving because you say one thing, but then something else, do something else.
And from your perspective, I definitely see where you're coming from on that. And like I said, this is about setting up upfront expectations. Like every single property, we have to do an inspection. We have to come in there and see what we need to fix, what is any hidden issues, things of that nature. This is one of those scenarios where we do find something and we got to come back and let you know. We understand if you can't move forward with that price, but like we're just doing our job and letting you know what we're seeing and what we can do for you. We 100% we want to move forward. We want to help you get that down payment on a personal level. I'm even willing to talk with the owner for that new property with you and getting you a better price on it or a better down payment.
Okay, let me get the information and try to contact. I'll have to call her and see if she can get in contact with him because she's doing it for him. And so we need to be able to do that. And then, because I don't have his direct information, I would have to go through the lady who is selling it for him.
Yeah.
And then I can get back with you as soon as possible.
Okay. So let me ask you this. If we can get you a better price on your down payment, are you willing to move forward with us?
Honey, she said, that's the one we won't have. We'll not have it for $70,000. That's what I'm trying to explain to you, saying we have more expenses. We have the moving costs, we have the association fee, we have to pay off the water system. And that's what I was saying about the price out of the repairs that need to be done. Nobody has said anything about the granite countertops and the new flooring in the kitchen and the whole house water purification system and the less than 3-year-old HVAC. Nobody has taken into consideration all those things. It's not like we were living in a shack and we want to sell it because it's broken down.
And
It keeps coming up, and none of those other hot water heater within 2 years. All of this stuff. HVAC system 3 years, and like I said, we have a lot, and then we have so many. We got to pay off that water system. We owe 5,000. The only reason I keep telling you we got the water system because my husband has cancer, and to try to get him pure water or whatever to drink, so it's no problems. That's why we invested in that. So we have that owe $5,000 on that. We owe $2,000 on the association fee. It costs us $8,000 scammers to move up here. We've had trouble with that. So we haven't even gotten our furniture and stuff yet. We're in this house and they've already started asking for the rest of the money. And we don't know what we're going to do. That's why I said we have two options: to rent the house or to move back to North Carolina. We're going to have to rent it out and get just keep the house and try to pay the mortgage and use whatever we get here, or we're going to have to move back. That's the only thing I know we can do. Like I said, my husband is sick. We can't. The stress is killing me, and I have to take care of him.
right.
So I mean, I will try to contact her. I will call her as soon as I get off the phone with you,
Okay.
and I will see if she can get him on a three-way or be willing, if she'll talk to you or have him be willing to talk to you. and so I'll get back with you. That's the
Okay.
only thing I know to do.
Perfect. For my sake, for when I do have this conversation with them, you are currently in the house already?
We paid them a little bit of money just to get the key, thinking that we'd have our furniture by now. We still don't have it.
Gotcha. And if you end up renting that property out, you're not going to be able to afford the down payment on this place you're currently at, correct?
Right.
Okay. So if you end up renting it out, what are you going to do?
I don't know. We're gonna probably have to move back. I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know if we can rent it and get the amount that we need to manage two places. I don't know.
Gotcha. Okay. Um, let's go ahead and do this. You contact whoever you need to, and we'll have a conversation with them, and we'll see if we can get you a better price on this. And if we can, if you're willing to move forward, we can move forward on everything and get you in that place before the 25th.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're very welcome. All right.
All
I'll
right.
talk to you
Bye
soon.
bye.
Bye.
All right. Bye.